Stoicism, founded in Athens by Zeno of Citium, teaches us that while we cannot control everything in life, we can control how we respond to it. The Stoics believe that our perceptions and actions are the only things within our control. External events, whether good or bad, are beyond our power. Why does this matter? Because so much of human suffering comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. Worrying about things we can't change is a fruitless endeavor, yet it's what most people do every day. The Stoic mindset empowers you to focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your attitudes. With this shift, you start seeing problems not as hindrances but as part of a larger plan to cultivate wisdom, virtue, and inner peace. Nya of the most important Stoic teachings is the dichotomy of control, the understanding that some things are in our power and others are not. This principle, taught by Epictetus, can be summed up in a simple formula: things within your control, your thoughts, beliefs, actions, and reactions. Things beyond your control, other people's opinions, the weather, the past, and the future. The problem many of us face is that we confuse the two. We spend our energy trying to control the uncontrollable, and in doing so, we drain ourselves emotionally and mentally. Imagine if you could redirect all that energy into what you can control. That's where the transformation begins. Actionable insight. Start each day by mentally separating what you can and cannot control. If you catch yourself stressing over something outside your control, remind yourself of this Stoic distinction. Let it go, and bring your focus back to your own actions and responses. One of the most profound Stoic lessons is that adversity is not something to fear or avoid, but something to embrace as an opportunity for growth. In fact, the Stoics believed that life's hardships were essential to developing virtue, strength, and resilience. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often wrote about accepting challenges as a natural part of life. He saw obstacles as a chance to exercise his virtues, perseverance, and self-control. What would happen if you began to see every hardship as a lesson in disguise? Actionable insight. The next time you face a difficult situation, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this help me grow? This mindset shift allows you to see challenges not as burdens, but as stepping stones toward becoming a stronger, wiser individual. A core Stoic principle is that it's not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In other words, our perceptions shape our reality. Two people can face the same situation, but their experience of it can be entirely different based on their mindset. One person might see a failure as a sign of incompetence, while another sees it as a valuable lesson. The Stoics believed that by adjusting our perceptions, we can change how we experience the world. Actionable insight. When you face a situation that triggers negative emotions, pause and ask yourself, how can I change my perception of this situation? Challenge any automatic judgments and replace them with a more rational, constructive view. A major theme in Stoic philosophy is self-discipline, the ability to control your impulses, emotions, and desires. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes not from external circumstances but from within. By mastering yourself, you unlock the power to lead a purposeful, fulfilling life. For the Stoics, self-discipline wasn't just about avoiding pleasure or indulgence. It was about exercising control over all aspects of life. This includes how you spend your time, how you react to others, and how you manage your emotions. When you practice self-discipline, you begin to experience a sense of freedom that comes from knowing you are the master of your own mind and actions. Actionable insight. Develop a daily habit that challenges your self-discipline, whether it's waking up early, limiting distractions, or practicing mindful breathing. These small practices will build mental strength and create lasting change. The Stoics taught that living in harmony with nature is essential for achieving peace and fulfillment. This means accepting the natural course of events, understanding our place in the universe, and aligning our actions with our values. Nature, in Stoic terms, refers to both the natural world and the rational order of the universe. The Stoics believed that everything happens for a reason, and our duty is to live according to our rational nature. This doesn't mean resigning ourselves to fate, but accepting that there are forces beyond our control and learning to navigate them with wisdom and virtue. Actionable insight. Reflect on the idea of living in accordance with nature. What are your core values? How can you align your daily actions with those values? The more you align yourself with nature, the more peace and clarity you'll find in your life. One of the simplest yet most powerful Stoic lessons is the art of letting go. The Stoics taught that attachment to anything, whether material possessions, relationships, or outcomes, leads to suffering. When we are attached to things outside our control, we set ourselves up for disappointment and frustration. The Stoic approach is not to stop caring about people or things, but to understand that our happiness does not depend on them. True happiness, according to the Stoics, comes from within. By learning to detach from external outcomes, we free ourselves from the shackles of expectations. Actionable insight. Practice letting go of things you can't control. Whether it's a past regret, an unmet goal, or a personal disappointment, recognize that holding on to these things only weighs you down. Release them and make room for peace and growth. Conclusion: a new way of thinking, the Stoic mindset is a powerful tool that can radically change the way you approach life. By embracing the dichotomy of control, shifting your perceptions, practicing self-discipline, and living in harmony with nature, you can transform every challenge into an opportunity for growth. Remember, it's not life's events that shape us, how we choose to respond to them. With a Stoic mindset, you can begin to think about the rest of your life in a new light. You'll stop worrying about what you can't control and focus on mastering what you can. Your mind, your actions, and your perspective. This simple shift in mindset will make all the difference.